Good, happy Friday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Friday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday evening, so let's begin. First up, we begin with a lot of political news this evening. As you know, tonight is a big night here in New Hampshire. The Democratic debate is tonight on St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire, hosted by ABC News and WMUR News 9. And we have lots of coverage of that, and let's begin talking about that right now. Political World focuses on St. Anselm College ahead of debate. 7 Democrat candidates set to take stage. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
We started this campaign because the old style of politics is broken. Our challenges require a new generation of solutions. We are ready for a politics of belonging, boldness, action. Let's turn the page.
We're such a small school and not many big opportunities happen on this campus, but this is definitely one of the shining points of being a St. Anselm College student.
A small school with about 2,000 students is now the center of the American political world.
We've never had anything while I've been in college. For me and my friend, it's just really cool to have them here.
The hockey rink at St. Anselm has been converted into a debate hall where 7 candidates for the Democratic presidential nomination will face off. But the political invasion has disrupted campus life.
It's definitely been in the way a little bit, but I think it's definitely worth it.
A recent poll shows that half of New Hampshire voters could change their minds about who they'll vote for, and the debate will certainly be a factor. That's true for some students as well.
I'm undecided right now, so I'm just going to watch tonight and see what I like.
This is my first year voting, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they all have to say, and that'll definitely help me.
And students say they're also getting feedback from friends at other schools, and those messages have a touch of jealousy.
I've been getting a lot of texts saying they've seen the alumni building on TV and how cool that is and how lucky I am to be literally feet away from my dorm to all these important people.
As for what they want to hear from the candidates, well, the students say they're looking for a couple of things, looking for honest answers, and having the candidates answer the questions that they are asked.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Lineup set for Friday night Democratic presidential debate on WMUR. Learn about each of the participants. Let's take a listen to that video.
We started this campaign because the old style of politics is broken. Our challenges require a new generation of solutions. We are ready for a politics of belonging, boldness, action. Let's turn the page.
Sean, this is probably the most elaborate set on the college campus. The hockey rink here at St. Anselm College, the Sullivan Rink, has now been transformed. There's some 1,400 seats here, and give you a look at what the crews, the hardworking crews, have brought together here. Now, off you can see the stage there, the 7 podiums. At this point, we don't know where the candidates will be placed on the stage. We're expecting to find that out about 7 o'clock this morning. You can also see a crew there that is working perhaps to set up a live shot for later on this morning. As the camera goes a little bit further off, you can get an idea of the transformation here. Those lit boards there at the bottom, those are normally the hockey boards there. Again, the transformation complete. As we go a little bit further now off to the left, you can see what will be the scene and the site for Good Morning America, which will be broadcasting live at 7 o'clock this morning. And of course, you can watch that here on WMUR. WMUR WMUR partnering with ABC and Apple News to host the debate, and you can watch the debate right here on WMUR. It begins at 8 o'clock this evening.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Early look behind the scenes at St. Anselm College before debate. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Cherise LeClaire.
We started this campaign because the old style of politics is broken. Our challenges require a new generation of solutions. We are ready for a politics of belonging, boldness, action. Let's turn the page.
Follow WMUR along as we take a behind-the-scenes look at St. Anselm College at the debate. And this is actually our set inside the Carr Center where the spin room, the media filing center is. This is the desk where our anchors will be sitting starting Thursday night, broadcasting live from here. They'll also be broadcasting live from here Friday night before and after the debate as well. And our anchors are prepping for that right now. And it's certainly not just WMUR here covering this debate. Take a look at all these seats. More than 400 members of the media internationally have been credentialed to cover this debate. And that media from all over the world isn't just set up inside the Carr Center, but you can see satellite trucks, including our very own, are lined up outside as well. And over here, you'll see these are locations where reporters will be standing out here doing live reports outside of the debate. Behind these double doors is the Sullivan Arena. It's usually where they play hockey, but after hours and hours of work, they are transforming it into that debate stage. We can't take you inside right now. The Sullivan Arena is closed at this time, but we will be bringing that debate live to you on Friday night. Thanks for joining us on our First in the Nation tour. I'm Cherise LeClaire for WMUR.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Some behind the scenes. Very cool indeed. Get a look at a stage ahead of Democratic presidential debate in Manchester. Let's go to WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
We started this campaign because the old style of politics is broken. Our challenges require a new generation of solutions. We are ready for a politics of belonging, boldness, action. Let's turn the page.
Sean, this is probably the most elaborate set on the college campus. The hockey rink here at St. Anselm College, the Sullivan Ring, has now been transformed. There's some 1,400 seats here, and give you a look at what the crews, the hardworking crews, have brought together here. Now, off you can see the stage there, the 7 podiums. At this point, we don't know where the candidates will be placed on the stage. We're expecting to find that out about 7 o'clock this morning. You can also see a crew there that is working perhaps to set up a live shot for later on this morning. As the camera goes a little bit further off, you can get an idea of the transformation here. Those lit boards there at the bottom, those are normally the hockey boards there. Again, the transformation complete. As we go a little bit further now off to the left, you can see what will be the scene and the site for Good Morning America, which will be broadcasting live at 7 o'clock this morning. And of course, you can watch that here on WMUR. WMUR partnering with ABC and Apple News to host the debate, and you can watch the debate right here on WMUR. It begins at 8 o'clock this evening.
Okay, and there you go. 8 p.m. tonight. And be sure to join us for pre-debate coverage before the debate begins at 8 p.m. We will do a special coverage before it starts at 7 p.m. We will do that, and then at 8 p.m. we'll go right into the debate. And we'll bring you video of that as well. Now let's get to some other news. Bernie Sanders hits Buttigieg over donors at politics and eggs event. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
We started this campaign because the old style of politics is broken. Our challenges require a new generation of solutions. We are ready for a politics of belonging, boldness, action. Let's turn the page.
Sanders addressed a large crowd at St. Anselm College with an overflow room. He discussed the economy, early education, and health care. Sanders also criticized his Democratic opponent, Pete Buttigieg, for taking millions from large donors. He went on to talk about the millions of dollars he has raised through campaign contributions from what he calls working-class families.
We have received more campaign contributions, over 6 million contributions from more people, over 1.5 million people, averaging $18 apiece, than any candidate in the history of American politics.
Senator Sanders will not be holding any other public events before the debate tonight. Reporting in Manchester, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Republican Joe Walsh suspends presidential campaign. Road closures planned in Portsmouth for visit from Mike Pence. Vice President visiting Portsmouth on eve of primary election. Portsmouth police have announced a series of road closures in the area of the Sheraton Portsmouth Harborside Hotel for a visit from Vice President Mike Pence on Monday. See the information from Portsmouth police about the road closures below, and let's take a look at those road closures. Number 1, no parking on Market Street either side between Deer Street and Russell Street. Number 2, no parking on Russell Street either side from Deer Street to Market Street. There will be limited parking on Deer Street. Number 4, Market Street between Deer Street and Russell Street will be closed to both vehicular and pedestrian traffic from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Isles of Shoals parking lot will be closed during these hours. Those holding parking passes for that lot are welcome to park at the Foundry parking garage on Bridge Street at no charge. Please display your parking tag. Portsmouth Public Works and Parking Divisions will be using signboards and other visible no parking notices to applicable areas to notify the public of parking restrictions. The traffic impact of this event are expected to be from Monday morning until 4 p.m. Motorists are encouraged to seek alternative routes. Road closures planned Monday in Manchester for President Trump's rally. Manchester police are planning to close several streets in the area of SNHU Arena for President Donald Trump's rally on Monday. See the following traffic advisories from Manchester police for information. Beginning at 7 a.m., Elm Street closed from Auburn Street to Lake Avenue. Vehicle traffic north on Elm Street will still be able to access West Auburn Street. This closure of Elm Street will extend to Merrimack Street at 1200 hours. Willow Street are closed from Auburn Street to Green Street. This closure will be expected to Valley Street at 12 o'clock hours. Auburn Street closed to Chestnut Street to Elm Street at 12 p.m. More street closures. 2 p.m. More street closures. Handicap parking information. Parking. MTA location change / no shuttle service to the rally. And if you want to see this information, we will share this link with you after the broadcast on the Riley King Network Facebook page. Thousands of customers lose power in New Hampshire as winter storm continues. Strong winter storm moving through New Hampshire. A strong winter storm knocked out power Friday for thousands of customers in New Hampshire. The storm featured hours of snow, freezing rain, sleet, and rain across the state. Ice has accumulated in many spots. Power outages. If the power goes out, you are encouraged to call your electricity provider. And here's the information for each electricity company in New Hampshire. Eversource, report an outage at this number right here. Liberty Utilities, report an outage at this number right here. New Hampshire Electric Co-op, report an outage at this number here. And Utility, report an outage at this number here. If you see downed power lines, call 911. Assume they are still live wires and do not touch them or drive over them. If a line falls on your car, stay in the car until emergency crews arrive. People are also urged to stay at least 35 feet away from downed lines and anything they fall on. State fire officials urge those who are at home without power to be cautious when using generators or alternative heating sources. Generator safety information. Snow safety information. And if you want to see that article, we will share it with you after the broadcast on the Riley King Network Facebook page. Spectrum outage affects New Hampshire and Maine customers. The company says 2 sections of its fiber optic network were damaged. So if you have Spectrum and you're in New Hampshire or Maine, you will be experiencing internet and cable outage. Crews rescue weeks-old seal pup found on Route 1A in Rye. Pup estimated to be about 5 to 6 weeks old. Take a look at this photo right here. A wayward seal pup was rescued Friday after being found in the middle of a Rye roadway. Wildlife officials said Friday morning's extremely high tides brought the high water mark to the edge of Route 1A in Rye. The young male gray seal, possibly seeking a spot to rest away from the water, was in the middle of the roadway near Rye Harbor, according to the Seco Science Center Marine Mammal Rescue. Rye police positioned cruisers in the roadway to protect the animal from passing vehicles. The animal, which had moved to the breakdown lane of the roadway by the time wildlife officials arrived, was put in a kennel and was taken to be evaluated at the SSC Marine Mammal Rescue, said in a release. The pup is estimated to be about 5 to 6 weeks old and was spotted earlier in the week near Seawall in Hampton, officials with the SSC Marine Mammal Rescue said. And here is some photos of that baby seal pup. We are happy that it is safe and they could get it out of the roadway. Car burst into flames after crash in Greenfield. No injuries reported. Crash happened Friday morning on Forest Road. Take a look at this photo. Take a look at this photo of this car bursting into flames. No one was hurt in this crash. Fire officials are investigating a fiery car crash in Greenfield. The crash happened about 6 a.m. on Forest Road near the Lindborough town line. The road was closed for about an hour while the vehicle was removed from the scene. Investigators said there were no injuries. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed this evening. And here's a look at the U.S. stock market for all of you. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the red and went down. U.S. 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed in the red and went down. And VAX closed in the green and went up. Dow drops more than 250 points, snaps 4-day winning streak, and coronavirus worries. Stocks fell on Friday as worries over the coronavirus impact on the Chinese economic outweighed the release of stronger than expected U.S. jobs data. Colorado cop won't face charges. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Next tonight here, a Colorado police officer found passed out at the wheel of his patrol car in uniform will not face DUI charges. Tonight, why the DA says he's frustrated with police. Here's ABC's Clayton Sandell.
Tonight, no charges against an Aurora, Colorado police officer found passed out drunk in his patrol car.
He's a little intoxicated.
But Officer Nate Meyer will not be prosecuted for DUI because the DA says police failed to investigate one of their own, despite the smell of alcohol. A deputy chief said he believed the officer had a medical condition and erred on the side of protecting Meyer. Police never tested his blood, but the hospital did, finding the officer's alcohol level more than 5 times over the legal limit.
If one of us had been in that car,
and not Officer Nate Meyer. You asked me, do I think it would have been treated differently? I do.
Would you call this a cover-up?
I don't think that's a cover-up, but it's a couple blocks from it.
Aurora's police chief admits they were wrong.
No one is above the law, and that this should have been handled as a DUI.
An independent investigator is now looking into how police handled this case. We're told Officer Meyer has been demoted, but still has a job. David?
Clayton, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday evening. And don't forget to join me for my special pre-report of the Democratic debate starting at 7 o'clock p.m. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. And we will show you some video of the debate beginning at 8 p.m. right here on the Riley King Network. A busy night here. I hope you all have a wonderful night, everyone, and see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. Good night and bye, everyone.